we've finished the first template, and I do want to create one more. So I'm going to click on the Add Page button in the bottom of the column on the left. So I'll have a second template, and on the very top of this template, I'd like to use the exact same banner that I created in the first template, but I'd prefer not to have to do that again. So all I need to do is apply this first template to the second template. And I do that using the panel on the right. And at the very bottom of the panel, where we were using this section to name our pages, this is also where you can apply a template to a page on the interface or to another template page. I know that's a little confusing, but here is the template spot where I'm going to use the drop down and apply template 1 so that it appears on my template 2. And now that that step's done, the next thing I'm going to do is add a graphics frame for the background of the rest of the page. So I'm going to repeat the steps I did earlier for creating a graphics frame, where I click on the graphics frame icon from the toolbar. I click somewhere in the diagram space, and this time I want this graphics frame to take up the remaining space on the page that's below the banner. And then I double click, and again I'll import from file, and I'll get a browser window from where I can select the background picture that I want. And there it is. I've got lots of little mice, but I don't think they're too distracting. I think they're pretty good about being in the background. So the next thing we're going to do on this template is we're going to add what we call a navigation bar. And the navigation bar is a tool in the toolbar, and it looks a little bit like a folder with a tab on it. And what this will be used for is adding little navigation buttons that will take the user to different pages of the interface. So to get that set up, I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to use the green plus to add one of the buttons. And it's right now just showing up as a non-configured link, but if I click on the actual page I want it to go to, which will be the intro page, that is going to be the new name that appears. However, I kind of think that name's a little bit too abbreviated, and I want it to be more meaningful. So right below where I select the page, I can also give this button a label. And I'm going to call it the Introduction and Story page. So there we go. And I want to now add another one. I want to add a link to the experiment page, and that name is fine. Secondly, I want to control the way that these look, and to me, I think they would look better if I used a slightly different font and some color schemes. And I think I'd like to add, oops, I'm sorry, I highlighted this graphics frame. Instead, I want to make sure that this is selected. So the link spacing just tells us how far apart this two links will be. And now I can add different colors that I might prefer to use. I think I'm fine with that link background and both of those background colors, but I think for the text, I'd like to have it match the text color of the icon. So what I'm going to do to make that happen is I'm going to click on the selected link text color, and I'm going to use what we call the eyedropper that will help us find the color and use it. So in Windows, it is like a little eyedropper. I'm sorry, on the Mac, it looks like a little eyedropper icon, but on Windows, it's where you select pick screen color. You've probably already used this feature before. And what I want to do is go up and hover over the IC Systems logo until the blue that I want shows up. And that's the color that I'll use for the selected link. I'm also going to change the font size to 14. And I'm going to make the same change to the color here, to the text. So I'm going to do the same trick. I'm going to click on Pick Screen Color. You can see it becomes a crosshair, and then I'll bring it up to the icon, select the color, click OK, and there we go. Okay, the last thing I'm probably going to do is make the border color a little bit darker. So I'm going to make that black.